In today's video, we're going to go over 5 different maps, and in each map, we're going to talk about 3 of my favorite weapons. The first 2 we're going to talk about are basically just cool weapons, and the last one, I think, is the best for PvP. So let's get started. The first map we're going to talk about, as you may see, is Limestone. So Limestone is the latest map added, and there's obviously a lot of new guns, but I do think that there will be more guns added in the future. But currently, when the time of recording this video, these are my favorite guns. The first one we're going to talk about is the Nightcrawler. Now, the Nightcrawler is probably my favorite weapon in this map. The reason why is that it's a really cool gun. It does give a lot of damage for PvP and for raiding as well. There are a lot of different bullets that you can use as well, including there's the BMG SP and a lot more. So I absolutely love this weapon. You can craft this weapon as well. You can find the gun parts in various ways, including the dead zone, and I absolutely love this weapon. The Echo is another sniper rifle, as I mentioned, that you can craft as well, which I absolutely love. So that is the second weapon. It does give a lot of damage as well, and it takes Lapua ammunition. Now, in my opinion, the best PvP weapon for close range, for long range, for literally everything is this one, the Eagle Strike. Now, the Eagle Strike is not really that hard to find. I do think it's actually the best weapon. Obviously, this comes down to personal preference, but from all the weapons that I have, if I have had the option of using every single one, I would definitely use this one. The Eagle Strike is military. It's pretty fast as well when it comes to shooting it. I absolutely love it. Now, obviously, there are other guns that I would say that are similar to the Eagle Strike, including the Quake and a lot more. But those are my favorite 3 weapons from this map. Let me know which is your favorite weapons from Limestone. And let's move on to the second map, which is Escalation. Now, one of my most favorite weapons on Escalation is the Athena. Now, it's not really the best weapon for PvP. It's one of my favorite weapons in Unturned in general, actually. It's basically a minigun. It doesn't raid or anything. But I always find that whenever I get it, whenever I'm playing in a survival server, whenever I get one, I always feel like I have accomplished the ultimate progression on this map. Usually you get it from killing Dave or from getting yourself an airdrop module, but I absolutely love this gun. The Athena, definitely one of my favorite weapons. Now, the next weapon we have, which I absolutely love from Escalation, is the Frostbite. Now, the Frostbite is another really OP sniper. I love the sound of it. You get this from high tier locations as well. You get this from killing Dave, for example, or from getting yourself an airdrop module. But I absolutely love this weapon so much. I do think that this is probably my favorite sniper in all of Unturned. Now, when it comes to PvP, I do think that the Tempest is probably the best weapon when it comes to Escalation. It is not really that easy to find it. You can get it from the tier 2 dead zone, you can get it from killing Dave, or you can get it basically from anything that's high tier. You can also get it from airdrop modules, but I do think that the Tempest is the best weapon when it comes to Escalation. I absolutely love this gun. It is such a cool gun. I love the green laser. I love that it's not really hard to control either. It gives really high damage. It gives 33 headshot damage, so it's really strong. So if you guys get yourself a Tempest in Escalation, I definitely recommend that you use it for PvP. Now, the next map we're going to go over is Buak. Now, we are on Buak. Now, Buak does have a lot of the weapons named after actual vanilla weapons. For example, there's like Eagle Fire, there's Night Trader, Grizzly Timber, but there are a few other weapons as well. So the first weapon we're actually going to talk about is the Spud Cannon, which is this map's rocket launcher. Now, you can actually craft this. It is basically a makeshift rocket launcher. You get yourself hot potatoes that you can actually raid bases with, and basically it is very cool. Now, for PvP, obviously don't recommend it. It is, after all, a rocket launcher. That there's a makeshift rocket launcher that you can aim in with a fork. Now, the next weapon we're going to talk about is the Grizzly, which is probably the strongest weapon in Buak. Now, this is, you know, just a sniper rifle. It is quite hard to actually get it. I'm pretty sure you can only get this from airdrops, so you can't really find it except from basically airdrops. It is very strong, especially when for PvP and for raiding. It gives a lot of damage, but since it's rare, I don't really recommend that you actually use it for PvP. I recommend you just use it for raiding or for just keeping it in your base or for extreme cases of sniping. Now, when it comes to the best PvP weapon on this map, I do think that the Zubek is probably the best. Most of the other guns are quite similar. So, for example, the Eagle Fire and the Night Trader are quite similar, but I do think that the Zubek Buak version is the best weapon for when it comes to PvP on this map. You can get this from the dead zone, you can get this from destroying big man lockers, so they're not really that hard to get. And it's a pretty good gun in my opinion. The first weapon we're going to talk about is the Nemesis. Now the Nemesis is another pretty good sniper rifle that you can get from this map. You can actually get this from trading in dog tags, and then there's also the Nemesis prototype, but they're basically the same gun. So the Nemesis is definitely one of my favorite guns from this map. It's not really that easy to get it, but once you get it, you always feel very accomplished. Now, another gun that I always think it's obviously very underrated is the Honeybee, which I absolutely love. But the Honeybee, in my opinion, is one of the coolest guns that we have. It gives very high damage. It literally gives 62 headshot damage. So if you headshot a player twice with the Honeybee, that's it, you got him. And even if he's wearing decent armor, you can definitely kill him as well. This weapon with a scope is probably one of the most OP weapons that there are as well. And the final weapon we're going to talk about are the GP, which I think are the best weapons when it comes to PvP. Close range, long range, basically everything. So there are a few different variations of the GP. There's few of them which are suppressed, there's few of them which have different colors. But the GP 460 is definitely one of my favorites. Now you can get this from Fort Knell, which is obviously the tier 2 dead zone. So it is not really that easy to get it, but I do recommend if you do get yourself one of these, definitely use it for PvP. It's quite easy to control, and it does give pretty good damage. And for the final map, we're going to go to Seversk, which is one of the most popular workshop maps. So the first weapon we're going to talk about is the PKP Pecheng, which is basically an M249. It's such a cool gun. I absolutely love this gun. I love the sound that it does. It goes crazy a bit, to be honest. Now, this weapon holds up to 100 bullets. You can get this, I think, from the dead zone. I'm pretty sure that's the only place that you can get it. And it raids, obviously. It's a really, really good weapon. Now, the next weapon we're going to talk about is the SVD. I absolutely love this gun. It looks so realistic, and I always feel like this weapon is crazy underrated on this map. It does give really high damage. It literally gives 130 damage to the head on players, meaning that you can basically one-tap anyone with any armor. It does hold quite a lot of ammo as well, and it's not really that hard to get it either. Now, the final weapon that we have ourselves, which I absolutely love, is the Cord. Now, the Cord is one of the best sniper rifles that there are in this game as well. Now, this gives 109 player damage. I love the animation when you're shooting it. It's like he's carrying it on his shoulder. I absolutely love that. The sound effect that it has is really cool. The animation is really cool. And I do think that this weapon is probably one of the coolest that there is on Seversk. It does have 600 meter range, which is probably the weapon that has the most range in most of the maps as well. The only thing about it is that it takes a while to reload though, but honestly that's okay. That is it for this video, guys. I really hope that you did enjoy them. Let me know if you guys disagree or agree with me. If you disagree, let me know which is your favorite weapons. And let me know if you guys would like to see a part 2 where we go on 5 different maps. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!